Yeah, I think there were a lot of positives to take. Of course, mostly in the first half. I thought it was a really strong first half performance. We made it a really difficult game for Liverpool. We pressed really well. Our organisation was very good. We were physical, we were aggressive, we were brave out of possession, and in possession we did a lot of good things as well. I thought we found a really nice mixture between showing our bravery and our composure to build short passes, but also use the physical presence that we had on the top line with Wes and with Liam, and I thought we give a really, really strong team a lot of problems. So I think it was a really positive first half performance, and I think we showed all the ingredients that we're going to need to have a good season this season. Of course, the challenge for us then is that we have to be able to do that for longer. We have to be able to do that for 90 minutes, or in the periods where we can't be like that, we have to find ways to manage the game and be how we would want to be in that phase. So yeah, I think there was a lot more positives to take from the game. Of course, the second half was difficult and Liverpool kicked into the stride and the game got away from us, but I think the players should be really proud of their efforts and the way that they managed to step up. I think they all come away from the game more confident in terms of feeling like they can compete at this level, they can play at this level, but also knowing that there's a lot of areas for us to improve in, and that's the job now, that's the work, and that'll start on Monday.
Next.
Hello. What did you think happened in the second half? They made a change, but it felt like they advanced more on you and had more of the pitch.
Yes, a number of different factors. There wasn't huge differences tactically in the second half. Trent played a little bit higher on the right hand side, so there was a few little adjustments. I think our physical level dropped. That's the reality of it. That's understandable, one, by the efforts that we've put into the first half, but also we're very early on. We've got quite a few players out there playing their first ever game of Premier League football, and 10 of the starting team playing the first ever start at the Premier League level, so there's an adjustment to the intensity. We have a few who haven't completed the full pre-season, who probably are a little bit undercooked going into the day. So I think there was a physical drop off from us. Liverpool, of course, credit to them, they showed their quality in their top line, especially in their ability to utilise the space in behind and play the ball into the space in behind for their fast runners. And I think that's the challenge that we're going to face. The biggest thing for us is probably, in terms of lessons, is one, finding that level of execution in the first half to probably get the goal that I don't think would have been undeserved, and managing the period in the second half when Liverpool were in full flow and playing really well. Just managing that phase of the game better so that we can stay, even if it is at 1-0 down, we can stay in 1-0 down and manage to stay in the game. And if we do that, we would have the possibility to push hard late in the game. So I think you have to respect the level of the opponent, you have to respect the jump for our players, and there's not too much to criticise them on, but there's details that we can improve on the second half that will give us a better chance to stay dominant for longer.
How did you prepare the players mentally for a game like this? You said you had 10 playing their first Premier League game, also a lot of expectation, a lot of excitement around it, and how do you think they kind of coped in that regard?
We tried to prepare it as we normally would for a game, so we try to keep everything as normal, and we've had a good week of preparation. Of course, we acknowledge the achievement, the occasion for so many of the group to have been part of bringing Premier League football back to Ipswich for the first time in so long, and the way that we've done it with back-to-back promotions is incredible. And for 10 players to make their first Premier League start, that's climbing the mountain. It's such a small percentage of professional footballers manage to play in the best league in the world. So it's something that I'm very proud of them. They should be very proud of themselves, as I know they are. So we acknowledge that, but other than that, it was concentrating on the performance. And I think you can say in the first half, by how we performed, the players dealt with the occasion very, very well, and managed to impose ourselves on a fantastic team and made it a really competitive game in that first half.
You mentioned about a couple of the players maybe being undercooked physically as much as the lack of experience. Obviously, with the fixture list giving you Liverpool and then City, how quickly do you need them to get up to speed, or how much time do you think you can take for that? Because after the Man City win, we too many would expect a big result for Ipswich. After that, maybe matches come very, very quickly, including the League Cup, where you would need to make the points.
Yeah, look, it's the way the fixtures come out, of course, with it being Liverpool and Man City first two games, we take that as a real positive. We know that, it's going to give us a real good insight to the top echelons of the league and of, club football in the world, to be honest, in the first couple of weeks. So we know that the group is right in at the deep end, but we feel like that can hopefully fast track our adjustment and our development into this league. So we take that as a positive. We know on the flip side of it that there's a chance coming into the season that we'll have no points after the first 2 games. But we also know that the league's really difficult, and the game after that's Fulham. It's, another excellent team. We've had a couple of years in the Premier League now. After that, I think it's Brighton. So every game's going to be difficult for sure. We have 2 of the most dominant teams in the league early on. I think we'll take positives from today. But other than that, it's just going to be about our journey, how we continue to improve, both from a physical point of view, as you say, and how we build that up over the next weeks and months, but also tactically and mentally, and from a technical execution as well, how we continue to improve over the next few months. We won't spend much time, to be honest, talking about the league table or positions or points. That's not, how we work. That's not how we've got to this point. It'll be about, full commitment to each game, give each game our best, learn our lessons, train and propel really well, train and prepare really well the next week, and get ready to go again. And that'll be the same whoever we play against.
Stuart.
Kieran, the atmosphere in general today has obviously been a long wait to get back to the Premier League. Did it live up to everything you hoped for today? Your players seem to really feed off that, certainly in the first half. I was hoping.
No, the supporters were fantastic. We've had some great atmospheres here. We've had some noise in the last few years, but there was moments in the first half where it was right up there with anything that we've had. And the supporters were great. I think more importantly in the second half, because the first half, the excitement of the game, the flow of the game, the way it was going, the fact that we were having opportunities and pinning Liverpool in on occasion, of course the supporters were right behind us. But I think more importantly for the season, in the second half when the game got away from us a little bit and Liverpool were the dominant team and looked like scoring, the crowd kept pushing the players, stayed right behind the team and stayed right with us to the end, and that helped the players play right till the last whistle, which they managed to do. So I think they will have enjoyed the game. Of course we want to win every game, but they've seen their team and they've seen the group, so many of the group that they've been proud of over the last couple of years. They've seen them go and compete for 45 minutes, but they've seen them go and compete really well against one of the best teams in the league. And they've had a good look at the level. They've saw the level and the challenge what's ahead of us. And I know and I really believe they'll be with us, every moment of every game.
Just a quick fitness update. Your goalkeeper, Aaron Weir, out today. Is that injured?
Yeah, he got a knock in his calf in the early part of the week, so we were hoping that he would be okay up until he had a fitness test this morning, but he wasn't able to make it. So yeah, look, I think that's a big positive from the day, if I'm honest, because it's such an important lesson for the group. Christian Walton's come into the game not having played a league fixture for 15, 16 months. His last league fixture was in League One, and he's trained and prepared all last season, didn't manage to get minutes in the league, lost his position through an injury, and he stayed ready and performed really, really well today. So I think, there's a big lesson for us and a big reinforcement for the group in terms of everyone being ready and everyone being needed, and we're certainly that's going to be the case all season, and that showed up pretty well today.
Everyone else okay? Wes went off?
No, Wes has a hamstring, so we don't know the severity of it yet, but I'm sure he will get assessed in the next few days. So that's a disappointing one. So we'll have to assess that.
Sorry, Phil, just in front of you.
Yeah,
No.
Cool.
Apparently understand.
Who?
Jens Carl used.
No, we're not
Okay.
going to comment on that. No. Can you please go? Yeah.
Kieran, you had a couple of promising counter-attacking situations, particularly in the first half. How encouraging was that, and what do you need to do better to turn them into proper goal-scoring chances?
Yeah, it's just our execution. We had some big moments where we were breaking through the pitch, and we had an overload on one or two occasions as well. And it's the execution of the timing of the pass, the angle and the weight of the pass, the timing of the support and run. And I think if we had have got those elements better, then we would have had a couple of big chances. So yeah, that's the challenge, developing our execution under big fatigue, because the intensity and the level of the game is so high. You're playing under more fatigue than the players will have ever played under before. And of course, with even if it is an overload situation, better defenders facing you in big environments and big pressure situations, and executing in those situations will be key for us, and something that we can take from today and think that if we can improve on that, then certainly the scoreline could have been different at half-time.
Phil, we can take one question from you, but different subject, please.
I'm just thinking about the mood in the dressing room, really. You've been defeated, I think it's only your second league defeat in 40 at home, something like that. But it can't be the sort of normal kind of, your team's not really used to losing matches anyway, is it? But it can't be a kind of normal kind of mood after a defeat.
No, the players are positive down there. Look, the group's used to winning. We want to win every game, and it's never going to feel good not winning, especially at home. Well, it doesn't matter if it's home or away, it's never going to feel good. But no, the boys are positive down there. I think the overriding emotion for most of those who start the game should be, pride and an increase in confidence that they showed that no matter where they've came from, that they can compete in the Premier League against one of the best teams. So they're positive down there. They also know that we've got strides to go. They also know that Liverpool were much better than us in the second half and deserve to win the game in that period. So, there's a realistic mood down there of being proud of what we've achieved to get to this day, and lots of elements of the performance we can take confidence from individually and collectively, but also knowing that there's some more strides to make, and I'm sure the attitude and positivity on Monday will be really good to get to work on that.